Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before you do anything else today, and I mean anything, you need to stop scrolling, put down that coffee, and listen up, because what I'm about to share with you could literally save you thousands of dollars and months of headaches. We're talking about a deadline that's coming up faster than you think, November 30th. And if you miss it, you could be looking at delayed payments, lost Medicare coverage, overpayments you'll have to give back, and a whole bunch of problems that nobody wants to deal with going into the new year. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, great, another deadline, another thing to worry about. But trust me, this is not something you want to ignore. I've seen too many people miss critical deadlines like this, and then they spend months trying to fix problems that could have been avoided with just a few simple steps. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do before November 30th, step by step, in plain English, with no confusing jargon or bureaucratic nonsense. Just clear, actionable steps that you can complete today to make sure you're 100% ready for 2026. And listen, if you're new here, welcome! Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell because we post videos like this all the time to help you navigate the complicated world of Social Security, Medicare, and retirement benefits. We're all about cutting through the confusion and giving you the straight facts you need. All right, let's dive in. But first, let me paint you a picture of why November 30th is such a big deal. Imagine this. It's January 2026. You're expecting your Social Security payment, maybe with that nice cost of living increase everyone's been talking about. But instead of seeing that money hit your account, you get nothing. Or worse, you get a letter saying there's been an overpayment and now you owe money. Or maybe your Medicare coverage has a gap and you're stuck paying out of pocket for medications you desperately need. Sound like a nightmare? It absolutely is. And it happens to thousands of people every single year because they missed one crucial deadline or forgot to update one piece of information. But that's not going to be you. Because you're here, you're watching this video, and you're about to become a Social Security deadline master. So why is November 30th specifically so critical? Well, buckle up because this date affects multiple things all at once, and that's what makes it so easy to overlook. First off, November 30th is smack in the middle of the Medicare annual enrollment period, which runs from October 15th through December 7th. Now, technically, you have until December 7th to make Medicare changes, but here's the insider tip that most people don't know. If you wait until the last minute, you're gambling with processing times. Systems get overloaded, phone lines get jammed, and mistakes happen. By completing everything before November 30th, you give yourself a cushion to fix any problems before that hard December 7th. Deadline hits. Second, it's a critical checkpoint for reporting income changes that could affect your benefits. The Social Security Administration doesn't mess around when it comes to income reporting, and if you've had changes in your financial situation this year, November 30th is your wake-up call to get that information reported before the year-end crunch. And third, this is the perfect time to update all your personal information, your direct deposit, your mailing address, your contact information, before the new benefit year begins in January. Think of it like this. You wouldn't start a road trip with a broken GPS, right? Same principle here. You want all your information updated and accurate before those new payments start rolling in. Now, missing this deadline isn't just inconvenient, it can have some serious consequences. We're talking delayed payments that could mess up your entire January budget. We're talking gaps in Medicare coverage that could leave you paying hundreds or even thousands out of pocket. We're talking potential overpayments that you'll eventually have to pay back, possibly with penalties. And we're talking about the massive headache of trying to fix these problems after the fact when offices are swamped with other people's post-deadline emergencies. So let's make sure you don't end up in that situation. I'm going to give you a complete action plan. 5 major steps, plus some killer bonus tips that'll make you a Social Security pro. Ready? Let's go. Action. Step number 1. Review and update your Medicare coverage. Okay, if you're enrolled in Medicare, this is absolutely critical, so pay close attention. The Medicare annual enrollment period is happening right now, and this is your one chance each year to make changes to your coverage without needing a special qualifying event. Now, I know Medicare can be confusing. Trust me, I get questions about this all the time. But here's what you absolutely must do. First, log into your Medicare.gov account. If you don't have an online account yet, create one right now. If you're not comfortable with computers, no problem. You can call Medicare directly and they'll walk you through everything. Now, once you're in your account or on the phone with a representative, here's what you need to do. Pull up your current Part D prescription drug coverage. Look at what you're paying in premiums each month. Look at your deductible. Look at your copays. Got it all in front of you? Good. Now here comes the important part. Your plan from this year is not the same as your plan for next year. I can't stress this enough. Every single year, insurance companies change their plans. They change what they cover, they change what they charge, they change which pharmacies are in-network, and they even change which medications are on their formulary. That medication you've been paying $20 for all year, next year it might be $50 or it might not be covered at all. That pharmacy you love might not be in-network anymore. Those premiums that were reasonable this year could jump significantly. So here's what you do. Use the Medicare Plan Finder tool on Medicare.gov. Enter all your current medications. And I mean all of them, even the ones you only take occasionally. Enter your preferred pharmacies, then compare plans side by side. And here's a pro tip that'll save you serious money. Don't just look at the premium. I see people make this mistake constantly. They see a plan with a $5 lower premium and think they're saving money, but then they don't realize their medications will cost them an extra $100 a month. Look at the total estimated annual cost, including premiums, deductibles, and your specific medication costs. Make any necessary changes before November 30th. Why not wait until December 7th? Because if there's a problem with your enrollment, if the system glitches, if you need to call customer service and the wait time is 3 hours, you want that buffer time to fix it. Don't gamble with your healthcare coverage. Action. Step number 2. Update your personal information with the Social Security. All right, this one seems simple, but you'd be amazed at how many people overlook it. And then they're shocked when their payment doesn't arrive or they don't receive important notices. Let's start with your direct deposit information. When was the last time you verified that Social Security has your correct bank account information? If you've changed banks, opened a new account, or closed an old account, you must update this information. Here's a horror story I hear way too often. Someone closes their old bank account and opens a new one. They update their direct deposit information with their employer, their pension, everyone, except Social Security. Then January rolls around, their payment gets sent to the closed account, the bank returns it, and now they're waiting weeks for a paper check while their bills pile up. Don't be that person. Updating your direct deposit is easy. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Once you're logged in, click on Update Your Information, and then select Direct Deposit. Enter your new bank routing number and account number. Double-check these numbers, triple-check them, because one wrong digit will cause major problems. Next up, your mailing address. Have you moved in the past year, planning to move? Maybe you're a snowbird who splits time between 2 locations. Your address with Social Security needs to be current and accurate. Why does this matter so much? Because Social Security sends you important notices by mail. They'll send you your cost of living adjustment notification in December. They'll send you your tax documents in January. They'll send you notices about any changes to your benefits. If you've moved and haven't updated your address, you're missing critical information. While you're updating your information, don't forget about your phone number and email address. These might seem less critical, but they're actually super important. If there's an issue with your account or your payment, Social Security needs to be able to reach you quickly. And here's my pro tip for this step. After you update anything online, take a screenshot or print the confirmation page. Keep a folder with all your Social Security documentation. You never know when you might need proof that you updated something on a specific date. Action step number 3. Report income changes if you're receiving supplemental security, income, or disability. Now, this step doesn't apply to everyone, but if you're receiving supplemental security income or Social Security disability insurance, you need to listen up because this is critical. If you're on these programs, you have an obligation, and I'm talking a legal obligation here, to report certain changes to Social Security, and income changes are at the top of that list. Let me explain why this matters so much. Supplemental Security income is a needs-based program, which means your benefit amount depends on your income and resources. If your income goes up and you don't report it, Social Security will eventually find out. They always do. And then you'll have an overpayment situation. They'll want that money back, and they can withhold future benefits to recover it. So, what do you need to report? Any wages from employment? Whether it's full-time, part-time, temporary, seasonal, whatever. If you're getting paid for work, Social Security needs to know. Self-employment income. This one trips people up all the time. Changes in other household income. Changes in your living arrangements. Did you move in with family? Did someone move in with you? Changes in your resources or assets. If you suddenly inherit money, if you receive a large gift, if you sell property, these are all things Social Security needs to know about. Now, here's the timeline you need to remember. You must report these changes within 10 days of the end of the month in which they occurred. So, if you started a new job on October 15th, you have until November 10th to report it. Don't wait until November 30th. Report it as soon as it happens. And here's something really important. Even if you're not sure whether something needs to be reported, report it anyway. It's always better to over-communicate with Social Security than to under-communicate. Action step number 4. Review your Social Security earnings record. Okay, this is one that almost everyone overlooks, but it's so incredibly important. Your Social Security earnings record is the foundation of your future benefits. Every dollar you've earned in your working life, every year you've paid into the system, it's all there in your earnings record. And if there are errors or missing years, you could be shortchanged on your benefits by hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Here's how Social Security calculates your benefits. They look at your highest 35 years of earnings, adjust those earnings for inflation, and use that to determine your benefit amount. So, if your record is missing years where you actually worked, or if amounts are incorrect, your benefit calculation will be wrong. Let me give you a real example. I talked to a woman who was about to retire, and when we reviewed her earnings record together, we discovered that 3 years from the 1990s were showing zero earnings, even though she knew she'd worked full-time those years. We tracked down her old tax forms, submitted them to Social Security, and her benefit amount increased by over $200 per month. That's over $2,000 per year for the rest of her life that she would have lost if she hadn't checked her record. So here's what you do. Log into your My Social Security account. Once you're logged in, click on Review Your Full Earnings Record Now. You'll see a year-by-year breakdown of your reported earnings. Now get out your old tax returns if you have them, or your W-2s or pay stubs. Whatever documentation you have. Compare what's in your Social Security record with what you actually earned. Look for any years that show zero when you know you worked. Look for amounts that seem too low. Look for any discrepancies at all. If you find errors, don't panic. This is fixable. But you need to act fast. Gather your documentation and then contact Social Security. Explain that you've found an error in your earnings record and you have documentation to prove it. They will review your documentation and make the correction. Action. Step number 5. Understand and prepare for the 2026 cost of living adjustment. All right, let's talk about some good news for a change. Every year, Social Security benefits get adjusted for inflation through the cost of living adjustment. For 2026, you're getting an increase in your benefits. Now, the adjustment is automatic. You don't have to apply for it, you don't have to request it, it just happens. In January 2026, your benefit will automatically be higher than it was in December 2025. Pretty great, right? But here's what you need to know to prepare. In December, you'll receive a notice from Social Security showing your new benefit amount for 2026. This notice is super important. It'll tell you exactly how much your benefit is increasing, what your new monthly amount will be, and it'll also show you any deductions like Medicare premiums. And speaking of Medicare premiums, this is something that confuses a lot of people, so let me explain it clearly. If you're enrolled in Medicare Part B, your premium is typically deducted directly from your Social Security payment. Every year, Medicare Part B premiums can change. Here's what that means for your cost of living increase. Let's say your benefit is increasing by $50, but let's also say your Medicare Part B premium is increasing by $30. Your actual take-home increase would only be $20, not $50. This surprises people every year, so here's what you should do. Now, check what you're currently paying for Medicare Part B. Then, when the new premium amounts are announced for 2026, compare them. Do the math so you know what your actual take-home increase will be. This way, you won't be surprised when you see your first payment of 2026. And here's something really important. Make sure Social Security has your current contact information so you actually receive that notice in December. If mid-December rolls around and you haven't received your notice, contact Social Security immediately. Okay, we've covered the 5 main action steps, but I've got some bonus tips that are going to take you from beginner to expert level. Bonus tip number 1. Create or verify your My Social Security account. If you don't have a My Social Security account yet, create one immediately. Here's why this account is such a game changer. It gives you 24/7 access to everything related to your Social Security benefits. You can check your benefit amount, view your payment history, get your tax documents, update your information, and so much more. Creating an account is free and takes about 15 minutes. Go to ssa.gov and click on Sign in or create an account. Once your account is created, log in regularly. Check your payment history monthly. Review your earnings record annually. Bonus tip number 2. Request your tax form early in January. Here's something most people don't think about until tax season hits. You'll need a document that shows how much you received in Social Security benefits during the year. You need this to file your taxes. Normally, Social Security mails these forms out in January. But here's the insider tip. You can access your tax form through your online account as soon as it's available, which is usually before the paper version arrives in the mail. This means you don't have to wait for the paper form if you want to file your taxes early. Bonus tip number 3. Sign up for text or email alerts. Did you know Social Security offers message notifications? Most people don't. Through your online account, you can sign up to receive notifications about when your monthly payment has been deposited, when there are important changes to your account, and when there are approaching deadlines you need to know about. These notifications can be sent via text message or email, and they can be a lifesaver for catching problems early. Bonus tip number 4. Verify your direct deposit on December 1st. Here's a simple habit that can save you major headaches. On the first business day of every month, check your bank account to make sure your Social Security payment deposited correctly and for the right amount. Most of the time, everything will be fine. But occasionally, problems happen. If you're actively checking for your payment on the day it should arrive, you can catch these problems immediately and get them resolved quickly. Bonus tip number 5. Keep copies of everything. This might be the single most important tip I can give you. Document everything related to your Social Security benefits. Keep a file with copies of every notice Social Security sends you, confirmation numbers from any phone calls you make, screenshots of online updates you submit, and records of in-person visits. Why is this so important? Because if there's ever a dispute or a problem, having documentation can make all the difference. Now let's talk about what happens if you miss the November 30th deadline. First, don't panic. While missing this deadline can cause problems, most issues are fixable if you act quickly. If you miss the Medicare enrollment deadline, contact Medicare immediately. If you missed reporting income changes, contact Social Security right now. Don't wait another day. The longer you wait, the worse the situation becomes. The key in all these situations is to act fast and be honest. Be proactive, take responsibility, and work with Social Security to fix the problem. All right, let's bring this all together with a quick recap. Number 1. Review and update your Medicare coverage before November 30th. Number 2. Update your personal information with Social Security, your direct deposit, mailing address, and contact information. Number 3. Report any income changes if you're receiving supplemental security income or disability benefits. Number 4. Review your Social Security earnings record for errors and report any discrepancies. Number 5. Prepare for the 2026 cost of living adjustment and understand how Medicare premiums might affect your actual increase. Plus those bonus tips. Create your online account, set up alerts, request your tax form early, verify your payments monthly, and keep copies of everything. That's it! You now have a complete action plan to make sure you're 100% ready for 2026. Listen, I know this seems like a lot of information, but remember, you don't have to do everything in one day. Set aside some time this week, maybe an hour or two, and work through these steps one by one. The peace of mind you'll have, knowing everything is in order, is absolutely worth it. So give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful. Drop a comment below with any questions. I respond to every single one. And subscribe to this channel for more videos covering Social Security, Medicare, and retirement planning. Share this video with anyone you know who receives Social Security benefits. This information is too important not to share. Thank you so much for watching today. Remember, stay informed, stay prepared, take action before November 30th, and you'll be all set for 2026. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Until